Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I don't know why it is. I seem to be drawn towards controversial pushing envelope. I don't know why. If you look at my videos, I had a choice of 5 different subjects that I was going to talk about today, and I kept coming back to this one, and it's going to be tough to talk about. Okay, this is going to concern Roe versus Wade. Okay. There's certain words I'm not sure. There's no dictionary I can look up or nothing I could Google, seriously, where I could see what I could say on a YouTube video or a monetized YouTube video. There's no set rules, seriously. So it's kind of iffy. All right. So, Roe versus Wade. And then in the case of Roe versus Wade, a lot of these red states are making no exceptions. Like in the case of, I'll call this forced intercourse. That's another word I'm not sure I can say. 4-letter word begins with R, forced intercourse. And the case of being intimate with a family member. Begins with an I, 6-letter word. Okay, so that's my terminology for this video. Okay, we see in a lot of the red states, especially across the South, their efforts and successful efforts to try to overturn Roe versus Wade. Okay, well, here, let me say this first of all. Yeah, I'm definitely a liberal. In my younger years, when I was a teen and I was active, I think in my heart, I'm a guy, and I think it's the woman's choice. In my heart, if I were a woman, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know. I really don't know. It depends how long the pregnancy, how far along it is. As I've gotten older, in my heart, I don't know if the procedure is right. I don't know if it's moral. I think it's legal up to a certain extent, up to a certain term. That's just I'm just telling you where I stand. Of course, it doesn't even really matter because I'm a guy and this is never going to happen to me. So I shouldn't make the rules. I shouldn't. This will never happen to me. I will never be forced to carry out a pregnancy. I will never have a pregnancy. So I shouldn't tell people what to do. It's like white people telling black people what black people should do, or you know what I'm saying. Okay, so Representative Jean Schmidt in Ohio said what she said it scares me, and it started a train of thought, especially with a lot, like people like Tucker Carlson, what they're saying, stuff they're saying about like the replacement theory, and it started a chain of thought. It scared me. Okay, the link's right down below. Representative Jean Schmidt. She said, I'm going to try to tell you here, but you should just watch it so you know what she says. She says, look, I know this is, it's a terrible thing, but it happens. She's talking about forced intercourse, the R word, right? She says, but, and a woman, I know the woman is hurting, and is scarred, but that is no reason to take a life. Who knows? She should be willing to foster this life and grow it, because who knows, this life could cure cancer down the road someday. So she's saying that women should be forced to carry all pregnancies. That's what she's saying, even in the cases of forced intercourse or family interaction. The woman it should be illegal to stop the pregnancy. And just the way she says it too. Now, look, like I said, you guys know I'm no doctor, I'm no professional, but it started a train of thought. So what you're saying here is, forced intercourse is illegal. The act is illegal. But once that happens, the result of that act can continue on, the pregnancy. That woman can be forced to endure the results of that illegal act for her entire life. To live with the results of an action forced on her. It's like saying, if somebody stole $1 million from you, they can keep it and they can buy a new house with it and do whatever they want, and you can never get it back. You have to. I know it's a terrible analogy. The part there's certain parts about this that bother me. Especially, I've done a few videos on this replacement theory. I came across, I'll put some links down below. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I think it's just human nature. I think we're attracted to somebody. There's our DNA. And even if it's not love, there's this attraction. It's meant to be. And it's, if it's meant to spark life, it sparks life. And say in the case of, two 20-year-olds dating. Not sure if they're in love, but, you're drawn. There's that survival of the fittest where one male is attracted to a female. And it's just it's in our DNA that we're pulled together. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and there's life. And it's up to each of them where to take it from there. The case where it's forced, though, this is one person. This isn't natural. The two people being attracted to each other. Like I think about survival of the fittest, and people being drawn, like two tall people being drawn together. It's all, I'm not saying it's in a religious way, but just in a Darwinian way. We're drawn. There's a specific reason we're drawn to each other. But see, this is all thrown out the window with the forced interaction. You could have, like in the case, you could have somebody that's a serious mental defective person that forces himself on a woman. The woman's not attracted to him at all. And again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but this, you don't know what the results of it are going to be. I'm guessing it's probably not going to be a Nobel-winning scientist. I don't know. Okay, that's just one aspect of it. Like in nature, you see two wolves mating, and you see a lot of times the female wolf will go for the alpha male, right? That's what I'm talking about. We pick each other. But in the case of forced interaction, there's only one person, and it's not even about love or attraction. It's just about violence. This is an unnatural act, and it shouldn't be allowed to continue. The results of it should not be forced on a woman to continue it. But what really bothered me was people like Tucker Carlson talking about replacement theory. I'll have a few links down below. That white people will be minority by 2045. That doesn't bother me at all. Does not freaking bother me in the least. I mean, theoretically, I'm part Native American and part Caucasian anyway. I think, honestly, you want to know my opinion? I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's just combining all of our talents. It's just a natural progression of the world. We all have different attributes from where we were born, and eventually, due to the transportation, the way the world evolves, we're all going to combine. It's going to happen. But people like Tucker Carlson are scared, that their genes are superior and we need to carry on it's a whole superiority thing. So in this case, though, what if in the future, and I could see this happening with people that believe in this replacement theory, that what if they decide to get a bunch of people, a bunch of young men, white young men, that don't have any records, won't have any opportunity, probably won't be likely to have their gene samples taken in the future, so they won't get caught. People off the radar. And they go out and they commit these acts in the efforts to create more Caucasian people. Or what if it's the other way around? What if it's a different race? And it could force women to become incubators. Force women to carry out, to produce life. The act would still be illegal. But the results of that act, I hate to think badly of human nature, but I've seen what human nature has resulted in. And I could easily see people coming up with this idea, or even just getting arrested. Screw it, I'll get arrested. I'm going to do this just to continue the race, And I could see that happening when you watch people like Tucker Carlson talking, and not to mention what this would do to the woman. I watched this Representative Gene Schmidt talk about, it's a terrible, and you're scarred, but get over it. Maybe you'll feel better. once you have to nurture and buy clothes and feed this child that was forced on you, maybe you'll think it's a good thing. It's forced, that might happen. Then again, monkeys might fly out of my butt. I don't know, but I don't think forcing a woman to do this is going to result in very much positive. All right, I hope I didn't cross any boundaries with this. The links are down below. You guys, I'll be back later. I have another video. I have some more I want to talk about today. You guys have a great Friday.